So journalists give voice to the voiceless. Journalists and journals and newspapers empower people in democracy by getting the information from government. They disseminate this information amongst the public through their news and through their news columns and through their stories. This is a big chain of development that takes place through this uh, press campaign. So it has got a vital role, this information has got a vital role to play in the development of the people. People get the information, they pursue the information, and that information is concerned with the development of the people. And once they have this information, there can be development. There are government policies, there are government schemes, there are and there are people also who want to scuttle those schemes. There are people also who want to do wrong to those schemes, and they want to grab the money of the schemes and to give it to undeserving people, and press is after them. Press exposes them, and press does the best thing by doing that. But in all its doing, press is also accountable. Press is also accountable, and the accountability of press is at par with the accountability of the government also. Because when we say that this is fourth estate, this is the representative of the people, and this is the true representative of opposition also in a democracy, then it should realize it is accountability, it should realize the responsibility. Social responsibility and accountability is an important factor of modern press. What does that mean? That means that press has to be vigilant about its own self also. It doesn't come under pressure. It doesn't. It is not consumed by the self-interest, and it's not. It doesn't pursue any self-interest, and it has the public interest high at priority, and not any other interest. It doesn't succumb to the political powers, to the monetary and muscle powers, and it doesn't change the policy to be pro people and to act in the interest of the people. Accountability is at risk, is at great risk when press is used as a tool to promote self-interest and and at the price of a larger social interest. When the owners of the press or the journalists or those who are at the helm of affairs in the press, they use this press for promoting self-interest and ignore the greater social interest. It is at a great risk at that time. And this can bring the pitfall of the press itself, because it will lose credibility with the people. Press has become indispensable in society, and certain sections of press misuse this advantage in their own interest. They think that they are indispensable, people can't do without press, and they think that they have got a monopoly of news gathering and news sharing, and they are at the superior place, superior edge, and they can do anything with people. There are people in the press also who are of this concept, and they can do anything for their own self-interest. But we have to be vigilant. People have to be vigilant about those people. And if they pursue this self-interest over the interest of the society, over the interest of each individual in society, they are going on a wrong path. Press is going on a wrong path, because press is not doing the duty of the fourth estate there, and it is ignoring its duty, and it can bring a doom to the press. The growing and the social responsibility is also uh, in terms of what the content is being placed before and what content is being preferred in place of any hard news, which is the need of the people, the news which people can use. And if you start depicting the growing vulgarity and the yellow journalism, you give preference to that, and have raised many eyebrows in the past also when we have seen such we have seen big press and big journals and newspapers pursuing a policy of uh, following the vulgar news and the crime news only, and the crime news, and it's placed in a bad taste and sense, and it's not placed suppose there is a the crime has happened. Instead of sensational depiction of the crime, if it is worked out, the story is worked out in an investigative manner, and it is not sensationalized. Crime is not sensationalized. Sexual abuses are not sensationalized, and rapes are not sensationalized. So that's the where the vulgarity part comes in. You have to always keep the serenity and the moral and ethical consideration into your mind while depicting such events. It is not necessary to show the actual rape for the sake of bringing to fore the rape incidents, because there have been instances where papers have graphically given the description of such events, which is not required. If you have an event to discuss which is immoral in the sense in the thinking of the society, you should have one investigative approach. You should have investigative efforts and avoid those descriptions which can be harmful, which can be obscene, which can be which are not in the good taste of the reader. So this is the case where the growing vulgarity is seen in the journals, and the instead of the vital news which should have come in the forefront, such news takes the headlines. That is very harmful. Then there is another aspect of news which is in vogue and discussed at large in the public, and that is the paid news. If news is substantiated by advertisements, and advertisements are depicted as news, somebody is promoting the product and it comes as a news and views, and the at what cost? At the cost of the vital information which public is waiting, and that goes on the last page or is not given at all. So what is your preference? You want to inform people, or you want to sell somebody's product only, and that too in the form of a news. This is one way of paid news, but the other way is to curb the news, to stop the news, or to promote a particular news. For that matter, people are paying, and this is called the paid news. And thus, when the press is susceptible and is vulnerable to be purchased by money, it is a very sad and shocking affair for the entire press. So the press accountability comes in vogue at that time, and press is accountable for these. The entire press becomes accountable for such deeds of any press group. So it's very objectionable and unhealthy to promote such material which is detrimental to the individual freedom of people. So paid news and promotion of unhealthy and objectionable material has proved and will also prove detrimental, always prove detrimental to the individual freedom of people. It will definitely deprive the individual freedom, and it will definitely deprive the people, the social, the society of some vital information which will be held back, and that will be very injurious to the development of the society. Press has been more often than not seen obliging such elements which are anti-national, which are separatists, or which believe in the uh, which believe in some way or the other injuring the interests of the state, and those groups are highlighting their demands in the name of human rights, and some international pressure groups are there which are giving such issues to the press. We have it's not to be mentioned, but we have seen it that terrorists and other unscrupulous elements are encouraged by such activities of the human rights activists, and there is a motive, there is a certain motive behind that, the in which the in the name of human rights certain elements in society are encouraged which is not a healthy trend. There the accountability of press also comes under question. Then we have the role of press as a catalyst. All the good things which happen in society, and in that press has got a great role to play, because press is a catalyst. Government envisages a policy, starts implementing it, it reaches the people through press, and people, and it can motivate through its articles, through its columns, for promoting that policy and bringing people around that policy, and thus helping the government and the society to grow together in a very healthy atmosphere. Press is important element of change and betterment of society. The job of press does not stop at mere reporting. If it would have been that, then there would have been least opposition from rulers and elite. The people would not have, those people would not have opposed the press. It took a long way for press to achieve the freedom it enjoys today. To achieve the freedom it enjoys today in democratic countries, it took a long way. And press gives us views, counter views about government policies, success in its implementation, points out the drawbacks, if any, in these policies, educates people about their rights and duties in a vibrant democracy like ours. And we have seen it, and we'll see it more. Press does not merely report important events, but gives us in-depth analysis of those events. And press comes heavily if there is a wrongdoing in any government department or at any place. Press also appreciates the good things being done by the government, and it loses no time in appreciating those policies and bringing out the benefits of those policies to fore, and guiding the public to a healthy development in the country. Press gives us the uh, plays a great role in pointing out to us the futility of continuing with the obsolete and old traditions which are not required, and which can hamper the cause of our progress, and which can hamper the path of our positive change. This role is also played by press. Is common man's guide. Truly, it's common man's guide. Press the guide of and the mentor of the common man. From the very college days, we go and